So, wish you a very good afternoon, all of you. I welcome you all on behalf of MIT School of Distance Education for this webinar where we will be nurturing you as a learner. And today we'll be discussing digital marketing, its avenues, and what is the scope of this field in the market. So today we have with us Mr. Amay Pangarkar, who is having his own company, a private limited company in the field of augmented reality, virtual reality, and digital marketing. He would be taking you through what is the hardcore reality, hardcore truth of this digital marketing, or he's also going to throw some light whether this is just going to be uh, a big balloon or is it a fact. And he'll be showing some statistics, and he'll be also answering questions if you have. Of course, at the end, we all are here to assist you with our programs, with what all issues, what all difficulties, questions you might be having. We will be happy and we will be present here. So I hand over the dais to Mr. Amay. You can take over, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohit sir. And again, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are safe and sound at your hometowns or the places where you are. Uh, I'll share my screen. Let me know once you can see the screen so that we can take it on from there. Screen is visible.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. So, everyone, again, I welcome you all on behalf of MIT School of Distance Education for understanding and exploring the career avenues in digital marketing. Without going everywhere, without even starting about what opportunities are there, let's first look at why digital marketing and what importance digital marketing carries in today's date and time. uh, very basic and very foremost, digital marketing is the only form of marketing, and I say this with all confidence, that digital marketing is the only form of marketing which allows you to present when your consumer wants it. And because of this, it has become a kind of a performance based marketing, wherein you are able to perform and you are able to achieve the sole purpose of the business, which is to earn revenues. In that context, with that mindset, digital marketing helps you. Digital marketing helps brands, be it a product brand or a service brand or any offering per se, that when people are looking for it, when people are searching for something, when they need something, you as a marketeer have this possibility to present your offering then and there at that point of time. For instance, you want to buy a mobile phone, let's say. You go on to Google, you type in best mobile phone within 20,000 per se. Now, understanding this keyword, various brands from MI to Carbon to Samsung to OnePlus to anyone will be on your lookout, and their automated artificial intelligence based bots through their digital marketing campaigns on these search engines would be waiting for you to share their and showcase their advertisements. Now, this is easily possible. This is practically happening in any and every industry. No industry in today's date and time can leverage this argument by saying that my customer is not digital, hence I'm not on this plethora of solution. Even for the remotest part of country, even for the minutest sector of your target groups, you can target, you can reach through n number of digital marketing tools, starting from WhatsApp per se, or for your YouTube. We are glued to these devices which are mobile. We are glued, which are there almost close to 7.5 hours per day. we are there on that device, and extensively digital solutions have started to peep in, from your groceries to your payment gateways to booking anything, any and everything we are doing on digital platform. Something which is as remote as doing your laundry is also happening on digital platforms these days. So the ends are the horizons are broadening like anything in digital part and digital platforms. The second greatest thing that happens in digital marketing, that your consumer, the person who is consuming your content, starts sharing it. When he starts sharing it, he does not remain as a consumer, but he becomes an endorser. I'll take a very small example. In pre-COVID era, now we have to use this term. In pre-COVID era, whenever you want to go for a dinner, whenever you want to have some try something, the first thing that you used to do is open your Zomato or open your food apps, and the first thing that you used to do कि इसका rating कितना है, and based on that star ratings or the reviews that someone has given, you used to decide whether you will visit that place or not. Be it that is also true when you used to decide whether to watch a particular movie or not. This behavioral pattern has changed in this last decade or so, and with the ingest of so many digital things that are happening around, our thinking has changed. Now I call it in a different terminology that it is a ropo syndrome that is there, wherein people want to research online for any and everything, and they'll consume it or purchase it offline, which is happening everywhere, be it a B2B or a B2C segment. Even in industrial scenarios, it is hardly happening that people are visiting factories or visiting different things for checking out various options. But at the click of the button, at the click of the laptop, they can compare various options that are available, and the decisions about whether to go with any company or any product per se is made. Now, with that context, every brand, every product wants to be on digital, wants to have their digital presence. Otherwise, what happens if you take your example, if you are looking for anything and if you don't find a website of that particular offering, or if you find a website that is there which is taking a long time to open, or that website is not appealing you enough, or your user navigation is not working predominantly good the way you expect it, the very first thing that you do is you start cursing that brand, and there is no point that you're gonna end up working with or associating with that brand, isn't it? Now, with that in context, with that in mind, the decision making patterns that are evolving are also based on digital. And hence, for every marketing campaigns, digital, which was again predominantly in past, which was happening in isolation or which was functioning in silo, now has become a core component of marketing. And hence, today when we talk about marketing, it can't be complete if you don't have digital in it. So that is the importance that digital has achieved. Now, various benefits like larger reach means sitting at one place you can handle and reach out to various geographies where you may not even require your sales presence. That is also happening. Your website starts acting as your 24 by 7 sales executive. Again, a great advantage that your digital campaign gives you is a tracking, wherein you can track any and everything that you do, from how many likes you have, to how many people downloaded your brochure, or to how many people submitted that enquiry form. Now, this is again is not possible in any other traditional forms of marketing, which is again true and concurrent with what is happening in today's date of time. If your campaigns on a particular tool are successful, it resembles and resonates on other tools as well. You do something good on your Facebook, your Google ranking also improves. So these interlinkages are also being looked at, and hence because of this very core reason, digital marketeers or people who understand and work in digital marketing are given much more importance when it comes to industries. Again, another great thing that digital marketing gives you is automating your campaigns. You can automate each and everything. Like now we have somewhere around 50 odd people in this meeting. I can set up a campaign wherein the same proposal, same collateral could be shown in a different manner to each one of you. That is the strength that we can have, that you can run the campaigns in real time, which may look different to all the women's, different to all the male, different even to people who have added your products in cart but haven't purchased, or so many things. Now because of all these things, and thanks to the Indian internet policies which are giving internet at a very leeway prices, wherein you have somewhere around 1 GB data per day, people have started using that data without any prejudices. Because of this, as a digital marketeer, we have so many data points, we have so many interest brackets consumptions, that we can fine tune our campaigns in way better manner than we used to do, let's say 8 9 years back. Now that talked about why digital today, in the with the onset of the pandemics that have been there, unprecedented times, even in this consideration, digital marketing has grown like anything. In last year it has grown almost close to 30%, with almost close to 45% of new users being added onto the digital platforms, from e-commerce to entertainment. So the people are now got used to this platform, have now got used to this journey on digital medias, journey on digital platforms, and the ease with which these things are happening. People are more accustomed to it. Be it a B2B or B2C, this doesn't matter. This changing behavior is going to be there at least in next decade to come. And because this mindset is changing, the very foremost and traditional brands like textile mills or product manufacturers have also started to look at how they can work on digital platforms. I'll give you one example. In today's date, it is hardly possible to depute your individual to go and do a sales visit, wherein he can carry the product and go and showcase it. But digital marketing gives you that platform. Through digital marketing, you can do your product presentations. The customer can see your company through virtual walkthroughs. People can even see a 360-degree vision of that particular product, all of it through digital marketing only. And this is going to be there in days ahead. And as more and more people start using it, as the demand and supply says, the cost for it is also is reducing like anything. I'll be more than happy to say you that digital marketing costs somewhere, I'll say one fifth than less than what traditional marketing would cost. Just for an example, if you want to reach out to, let's say, 10 lakh people throughout the country, as a traditional practitioner, you would look at somewhere like printing your front page ad in national papers. As against that, for a cost that you would be bearing it, if you decide to do a digital marketing campaign, be it on a social media or a search engine, you would be spending way less. And at the same time, you can do a specific targeting. In terms of newspaper, you don't know who in the house reads it, who in the market reads it, how many times did they read it, did they actually read it. That is not measurable. But in digital marketing, I can target that I want to show my ad only to people who are ranging from, let's say, 26 to 45 in their age, people who are earning money in the range of a particular range, people who are working for a particular company, people who have this type of interest. We can do that. Now, because of this, you will all agree with me that digital marketing will definitely have a more probability of success in converting those orders or inquiries vis-a-vis the customer conversion as against any marketing other campaigns. Now, as I said before, from grocery to education to entertainment, digital solutions are there everywhere. Everywhere we can find where digital is and how digital is helping the solutions or the brand manufacturers to cater to their audience in way better manner. With that in mind and with that consideration, don't look at digital only from a marketing point of view. Digital is all set to be a common sense in days ahead. Like few days ahead, a few years back, understanding or knowing computer was considered to be a same was considered to be of a great thing. But today it has become a common thing. Today, if you don't know computer, you are out of the business. There is no place for you. Same thing is going to happen for digital as well. And mark my word, guys, in days ahead, you be it from any background, you have to have a digital awareness, and digital understanding would be a very 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 minutest of the expectation that one can have. With this, I just want to elaborate or substantiate what I was saying with the this industry valuation in India currently, as we are sitting in 2021, digital marketing as an industry per se is valued at somewhere around $266 billion, which is humongous. And if you see the pattern, within 2 to 3 years, it is almost set to double. The kinds of things that have been happening, the kind of ingest of so many things that are happening in this platform, this is set to double triple in pretty soon time. And by the time you graduate with digital marketing abilities, the platform would be set on a platter where you can just take off and take that leap of faith and grow like anything in your careers. uh, Now you would have the very basic questions like, okay, now I know about digital and I have a very ground understanding of what digital does, but what is in it for me as a student? What is in it for me like a fresher? Or what is in it for me as an experienced individual? So what are the career pathways for digital marketers? There are two types or two roads that you can take after you are a certified digital marketer. A, you can become a specialist, wherein you try to become a master of a niche segment and work in that domain. Or you try to become a manager, wherein you are handling the campaign and optimizing those campaigns. So these two routes are available after you enter this industry. As in, when I talked about specialist, you can start with something like a trainee in a particular domain, let's say trainee in social media. Then you graduate to become, let's say, executives, account specialist in social media. Or again, you can even master a specific niche, that you're a master of Facebook, you're a master of Insta, you're a master of let's say YouTube, or any other social media or platform that is coming these days. Or for that sake, you are a master of e-commerce. So you work your life in that particular domain, and from trainee to specialist to manager, or even to become a strategic positions wherein you consult different brands and strategically handle their campaigns in that domain. So that's the growth that there. Again, in this domain itself, data analyst is again one great thing that is also there, because different datas are being thrown at you, because every campaign gives you enormous amount of data. How you analyze and what you uh, take out from that analysis matters a lot. It's not only the case that, okay, garnering the numbers or getting those numbers matter, but what you derive from those numbers matter a lot. And hence this is one route that you can take, wherein you are digging deep and you are becoming master of that particular niche. On the other part, you can you can take an individual managerial kind of an approach, wherein you try to understand, strategize, and execute, and thereby again analyze and re-execute the campaigns, be it across the platforms, be it across the medias, as single individual. This can start with your business development activities, then you can get into your marketing, sales approach, and eventually it can also touch base on your corporate communication skills. So industries who are looking out and working in digital medias, digital marketings, product manufacturers, automobiles, IT, all these prefer to have their in-house resources like this, wherein a single individual or a team of individuals look out for their entire digital marketing campaigns, while specialists are predominantly again in media, education, agencies, advertising agencies. Then there could be a few app agencies, app developers, or any payment gateways. Those are the regions wherein the specialists are evolved and the specialists are working. In terms of the individual managerial, you will start from an executive of a particular thing, then you can grow to become a manager, and eventually to GM, and then the entire VP, and the domain is evolving like anything. As I said, in a nutshell, if you want to look at it, consider two things as a separate, two roads that you have in your career pathways. One is you can become a specialist of a particular thing, or in the second, you can strategize and get things done from various individuals, be it your in-house, or you can outsource to different agencies and get that thing done. Digital marketing also poses enormous entrepreneurship opportunities. As I said, no business is left untouched through digital, and no business is in such a manner that you can't get leeway of. And hence, everyone is on the lookout for having some kind of digital solutions, be it from the freelancers or be it from small agencies, or even for that sake from digital marketing agencies. Now here you can create you can you set up your own digital marketing agency, or you can again do the specialist way, that you're only a email marketing agency or a social media handling agency or a video production agency. All these would fall in this domain. You can even work as a freelance for content writing assignments, eventually becoming a social media influencers of a particular thing. And mind you, brands are spending like anything on influencers these days. Gone are the days wherein we as a customer used to believe that कोई एक एक्टर बोल रहा है इसलिए विल डू इट, बट इन टुडेज डेट एंड टाइम we need seeing is believing. So we need to see that someone is using it, someone is doing it, and that influences that lures you as a customer to go and buy for that product or a service. So this influencers are the common people like you and me, who are subject matter experts of a particular thing and are talking vividly and vigorously about that domain. People who are, or the brands who want to advertise in that their offering for those set of target groups, would definitely approach you and would be very happy to associate with you if you are a matter expert of a particular thing and you are an influencer on social media. Again, one common thing that I have always heard ki my English is not that good, so can I work in digital marketing? Guys, India is a country wherein almost close to 800 languages are being spoken, and digital marketing is now uh, moving for a regional content, is now looking out for colloquial contents, and many regional colloquial campaigns are happening as against the formal English communication campaigns. Uh, Obviously, this is a great, I'll say, feather that can add in your cap. Because no matter how good is your particular language, even if you're great and if you can communicate, if you can touch hearts of people in much better way, digital will be a great thing wherein you can just take that jump. It is an exponential growth that you can see from the graph that I showed. It is not happening at a steady pace. It is right now, it is happening at an exponential speed. As I talked about last year, it grew somewhere like 30%, wherein other industries were sinking. This is bound to happen in days ahead. I won't be surprised if it even reaches to somewhere around 40-45% growth rate. If it happens, then if you miss this opportunity, then again you are at your will. But I urge you all to take on this ride. I urge you to take this journey of understanding digital, learning digital, and exploring digital for any and every brands that you wish to work for. If you are looking out for starting something on your own in digital, again, this is a great thing because it hardly requires any investment. The investment is your brain, the investment is your strategic attitude. And hence, I said it very loud and clear. If you are looking for a career that is in dynamic, challenging field, strategic field, obviously for a in a growing market, then digital marketing is for you. Thank you, and I appreciate your joining this call. I'll be more than happy to answer any and every question that you may have. But prior to that, I request we can, if we can have that poll so that we understand how much student have understood. So that would be great thing.
Sure, sir. We'll launch a poll.
Guys, I request you to answer it. Others? Okay, we can go to the next one.
So can I share the result of this poll?
Yeah, we can. Everyone has, yeah, we can do that. We can do the it for both of it together.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
So for this, I have shared the
Yeah,
result.
so yeah, perfect. Everyone who has answered yes, all of these are digital marketing tools. Great. Let's
Okay.
see how you take the second one.
So here is the second poll.
Guys, what do you think about it? Is television advertising a part of digital marketing or not? Okay, interesting. So we have, yeah, two or three people more to answer. Okay, ma'am, we can.
Yeah, I'll end the poll and we'll share the results, sir.
Okay. Anyone who says now 70% of you think yes, it is a part of digital marketing, and three of you, 30% of you think that it is not. Can I know why you think it is a part of digital marketing or why it is not a part of digital marketing? Anyone can just unmute and speak. Any student would like to comment on it? No? Okay. So the right answer is it is not a part of digital marketing, because television advertising uh, is a different domain altogether. And if you want to explore, again, it's a entire journey that we can do. But television marketing is different, uh, and it is not part of digital marketing. But if you are consuming the same, let's say, a cricket match on Hotstar, and that Hotstar is connected to your TV, and in that consumption there is an ad, then that becomes a digital marketing. But if you are looking at television through your cables and all, that unfortunately is not a form of digital marketing. Thank you again. Thanks MITSD for having me, and if at all any questions are there, I'll be more than happy. Otherwise, over to you.
So thank you, Amay sir, for such a crisp but yet a very valuable session to students. Now, basically, here I would like to reiterate the fact that MIT School of Distance Education is providing this PGCM program in digital marketing, and I'm happy again to share that Professor Amay is the lead faculty here, who is going to take not only this course, the theoretical aspect of it, but also the digital marketing campaigns, also hands-on with some digital marketing tools in this program. So this is, of course, you can find all this information on our website. And of course, sales team is there to assist you with the same. Any one of you have any specific questions regarding digital marketing? If yes, please feel free to ask. You can also put it in the chat box. So I guess we do not have any questions on digital marketing per se. So thank you so much, Amay sir, for your time. Uh, we will definitely have such more sessions in the future, in the coming future. And thank you so much again for your valuable time.
Thank you.
Now we can hand over the session to team sales. So Praveen, you can please take over.
Yeah, thank you, Rohit sir. So, guys, good afternoon, everyone. I will just like to explain you about the admission part, as it was a very insightful and learning experience for all of us about the digital marketing related sessions from the May sir. So, just allow me to share the screen so that I can explain you the each bit of our admission process.
Yeah, Praveen, you can share your
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, just. I hope this is visible for everyone. So, guys, as far as the admission process is concerned, right? First of all, there is a one round which is called as a document verification round. For that reason, you require to share certain documents to your respective career counselor with MIT School of Distance Education. I hope you must be in touch with a few of our career counselors. So, where you need to share your 10th mark sheet, 12th mark sheet, and a graduation mark sheet. And as far as your ID cards are mentioned, you may send any government ID proof like PAN card, Aadhaar card, anything which mentions your date of birth, and one color passport size photograph is required. So these documents you may share via your email, right, in a soft copy format that will complete your eligibility confirmation from our team of a verification so that you can process further. So I'll explain you the next step after the verification of a document, which is the online admission process. So as everyone must be aware about our official website, which is MIT www.mitsd.com, right, where you may click on apply now tab, the first point, the apply now. So if as soon as you click on the apply now, as you may see over here, there will be a window will open with a new user register, right, where you need to select your detail, first name, last name, You need to mention your registered email ID, contact details, and you have to set your password for the online admission form. So as soon as you will submit this detail, you will get one email notification with a subject name MIT SD registration 2021, where you will get your username and password. So you just have to you just have to activate that particular link, and on, you can say, right hand side of this page, you may see a email ID and the password. So whatever the email ID you have registered at the time of new registration, you need to put over there, and password. So you will successfully log in into the online admission process, where you need to fill up the necessary detail, just like your course, right? For example, we got to know some details about the digital marketing. So you may select your program PGCM, and then you will select the specialization digital marketing. And then you have to fill your basic details, your first name, middle name, last name, and gender, date of birth. And as soon as you click on the next button, you have to make the online transaction process. So these are the different mode of the transaction, where you can make the transaction via debit card, credit card, net banking. Okay. And there is another facility that MIT School of Distance Education promoting nowadays for the professionals, which is a zero interest EMI option, right? You might have seen on official website, where people can avail that zero interest EMI for the month, 3 months or 6 months duration. Okay. First, what you need to do is you need to pay 5,000 and get yourself enrolled, and then you can convert into the you can say zero cost EMI option. And if anybody would like to extend their EMI duration for the sake of 9 months, 12 months, so these are the you can say low interest charged EMIs. And this, as soon as your loan approves, your admission process will be completed. This is something which is optional, but as I previously mentioned, you can complete your online admission process directly through our official website through debit card, credit card, and net banking. And last but not the least, as MIT School of Distance Education is known for their outstanding academic support, student supports, and that's the reason there is a very good word of a mouth. So people used to refer their friends, colleagues, family members, relatives, and that's the reason college has encouraged this facility, that anybody who will refer to their friends, colleagues, they will be rewarded with 1,500 rupees, you can say discount into the fees, you can say concession into the fees, to the both the candidates, to one who is referring somebody who's referred. So thank you so much. Over to you, Rohit sir.
Thank you, Praveen. Guys, now I'm here to assist you with any queries you might have regarding academics, regarding program structure. I take care of academics in MIT School of Distance Education. So we have been consistently improving. As you are already aware, MIT School of Distance Education is the first institute in India to have Canvas as their learning management system. So wherein Canvas learning management system is one of the world's renowned learning management system, which is being used by Stanford, and it is being like, we are very proud to announce this, that we are the first in India to have this system, where you will be having a seamless learning experience. You will be having the convenience of a mobile application, which is very powerful, and you can literally learn on the go. So this is about this Canvas platform. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate. Please feel free to just say it out. We will be happy to help you. So over to you, please. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask the question here, or you can even put it in chat box.
So what will be the duration of the course?
So Ankit, we have various programs here. Okay, so we have total four category of programs. They are all targeted to a specific group of students. So this program, if you are talking about specifically this PGCM program in digital marketing, we are offering this in 2 semesters. So it is going to be 2 semester program, and it is going to be a very practical program. So and this is also going to be run via a flipped model, where there is a maximum student interaction with the faculty members, and also student is actually going through a very interactive kind of a session. So this is a PGCM, a certificate program which is having 2 semesters. Similarly, we are having other programs with other specializations which are having different durations. So we are having 3 semester program, we are having 2 semester executive program, we are having 4 semester program. So these are the other category of programs. All the details of the programs along with the subjects, along with its credits, are clearly mentioned on our official website. So I request you to go through that website. If you have any specific questions, please ask again.
So what will be the job guarantee the MIT will be giving?
What is?
So what will be the job guarantee that we will if we will
So
take the course?
basically, yeah, Ankit. So what we are doing here is regarding the job guarantee, what we are going is we are already having our placement assistance or placement support team in place, wherein we will be offering you the job offers or opportunities. Now, these opportunities are strictly based on students' performance. It is based on the market conditions at that point of time. But please be rest assured, Ankit, we are having a full-fledged placement department in place which will take care of not only giving you opportunities, but they will also maybe help you out for developing your profile, for writing an effective CV. All such initiatives are being regularly taken at MIT School of Distance Education.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Ankit. Any other specific question with respect to academics, with respect to program structure? Please feel free to ask.
So is this course in offline mode also or else in online?
No. Ankit, so this is like we are MIT School of Distance Education. So all our program are delivered online. There is no offline classes or no physical classes. Everything will be delivered through this Canvas application, as I told you, and all our sessions happen through Zoom.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you, Ankit. Also, Ankit, or rather every one of you, I would like to reiterate this fact that as we have already started or we have already shifted to a world-class LMS or learning management system, all our courses are very flexible. So you can literally learn on the go. And I'm very happy to share with you that the mobile application given by Canvas is so powerful that you can not only watch video lectures, but also attempt quizzes or multiple choice questions on that application itself. So literally on the go, you can learn, and it is very, very convenient for the students. And I'm getting such feedback from students already who are enrolled with us that they're finding this entire platform, this entire ecosystem so user friendly that they are able to finish the modules, the chapters, the quizzes, also attend maybe a discussion forum, which is a unique feature again of Canvas. All these things are very seamless with MIT School of Distance Education.
And so sorry to take more questions.
No
So
problem.
one final question.
Yes.
So what will be the last day to enroll?
Okay. So Praveen, you can assist regarding the same.
Yeah, hi Ankit. Ankit, the admission process for PGCM in digital marketing or of any PGDM programs, right? You may refer to our official website where you will see the announcement. Okay, so as per the recent announcement, you will see that 10th of July is the last day to enroll yourself for the current academic batch.
Some in student.
Yes, yes,
So what I am facing is, sir, I am currently in my final year of my graduation. I have not completed it. And
right,
for 14th of July, there are my papers.
right.
After 14, am I eligible to enroll in sports or what?
A good question. Actually, we have a facility as due to the COVID pandemic, there are many university who has delayed the examination, right? So MIT School of Distance Education come up with a facility called as a consent letter, right? So if any candidates who are willing to enroll for their post graduation course, right, but not completed their examination, so they just need to sign one consent letter. So on behalf of that, they can enroll and they will get a provisional enrollment till their certification. So you can enroll now as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any more questions, students? So Praveen, maybe what you can do is you can give them an email address. So if they are having any questions or maybe a contact number, you can share them your details so that if they have any questions post this session, they can come back to you directly.
Sure, Rohit sir. Yeah. I'll put hello everyone. I'll just put the details, contact details, where you can call or email to us so that all your queries will be resolved. Yeah.
Thank you all. Thank you, everyone, for being part of this session. We are very happy to have such sessions, and we are going to have these regular sessions. So please do not miss or do not, I would say, hesitate to come back to us with any questions you might have. We would be more than happy to help. So thank you all again, and we will be ending this session now. Thank you.